So I can remember coming to Thailand about 30 years ago. I'm 58, nearly 59. But I think it's worth mentioning things were so different, and everyone talks about that. But change is good. It's amazing. But the thing I find interesting is time seems to go so fast, yet so slow, if that makes sense. I just remember 30 years ago in Chiang Mai, I travelled the world. I went to so many different countries. I started buying a house when I was 18 and worked, put all my effort into getting the house. And I think the reason for that was I was scared of life, scared of not being able to survive. So something inside of me knew that I had to get a roof over my head, get a house so that you had somewhere to live. I guess it's survival, don't know. But 18 is pretty young. I started work at 14. I was hopeless at school. I hated school. And I'm not just talking about me. But the thing is, it's funny when you get nearer to 60, you start thinking about your own life. And you start to remember back. It's only just now that I've started to think maybe I should stop work, maybe I should retire, because I've watched our governments waste every cent we've put into every tax dollar that I've paid has just been thrown in the bin. I wanted it to go towards Australia. I wanted it to improve Australia for my kids too. But the government's just let us all down because it's just been so corrupt and greedy that the money we put into the country, they've just basically thrown it away. So my thoughts of working harder and paying more taxes, I think it's just disgusting. So I'm tending to think it's like if I was in England now working, knowing that you're housing all these illegal immigrants, I mean millions of dollars spent on them. I think I would quit work just on that point. I would stop paying taxes. I would stop work. It's not where you want your money to go. You want your money to go to improve the country, to improve it for your kids. But that's not happening. So what's the point? I think run away, or don't support those governments. They need you, they need the workers. The workers do everything, the workers support the country. Anyway, so going back to Chiang Mai, it's interesting because I started working at 14, bought my first house at 18. I've bought, renovated and sold about 5 or 6 houses in my short life, working life, but I've worked for about 45 years. So it's only now that I'm thinking, I think I will try and stop work because I'd rather live a simple life. I don't want to give any more taxes to these corrupt governments to spend on themselves and their families. I mean, their pensions they get, it's just, it drives me crazy. It drives me insane. So yeah, I travelled the world, went to Egypt, Spain, Italy, Venice was beautiful, Austria, Germany, France, all through Europe, And back then it was beautiful. You could walk up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You could walk right up to the Sphinx. We could climb pyramids. You could explore the Valley of the Kings. You could walk through sand and sift through and find little statues, no joke, in the sand. You can't go near half of those places. You could walk right up to Stonehenge. There was no queues back then. Right on top of St. Paul's Cathedral, in London, you could go right to the very top. You could, you can't venture near these places anymore. You're lucky to even in Australia, you're lucky to. You're better off going in winter, in the stormy, wintry, cold weather, to see the 12 apostles. But I mean, it is beautiful along the Great Ocean Road. So I've gone from Europe to thing. But anyway, geez, I can talk a load of rubbish, but it's on my mind. And so yeah, I travelled at the same time I was buying a house. So my plan was buy the house, rent it out, build a big shed, put all my furniture and clothes and everything in it. Got on a plane and travelled. Went for about just under a year, I think. Just went around the whole world. And when I hit Asia, I was just blown away. For one thing, it was a lot cheaper back then, and much more cheaper than Europe, or even Hong Kong was becoming expensive. But anyway, Chiang Mai, Thailand, 30 years ago, hired a trail bike. I think it was an XR 250 or something. Well, you could get lots of different bikes. Rode all through the fire trails, all cattle trails, all through the jungles. Back then, when the northern tribes were real, they'd never seen a white man before. Kids would come running up, the whole village would run up as you arrived on your motorbike, and opium growing all through the jungles, guerrilla warfare, bombs going off. You could ride past borders that you didn't even know were there, sleep in little tin sheds. You could live there for near nothing. And I tell you what, I wanted to stay. I fell in love with Thai people and the country itself. So beautiful. And I know it would have changed a hell of a lot now, 30 years later. I haven't been back there yet. I've done a lot. I did about 4,000 kilometres on a motorbike here just about a year ago. And I still constantly ride everywhere now on bike. I bought a bike here now. And I got a 500cc Honda CVX. I always get it wrong. Good bike though. It's what I used to hire a lot when I used to come. But yeah, I'm glad I was one of those ones. Not that it matters, but it's interesting because I didn't want to come home. But I knew I had to come back home and pay off the house. But it made it worthwhile for me, because I knew one day I would come back to Thailand. And the guys that I met, and I always travel alone because you're much better off alone. But the people I did meet, some of the guys wanted to stay and they stayed. And some of those guys lived for years in Thailand, but they ran out of money. So they had to eventually face going back to work. And the ones that haven't really are quite desperate now. So it depends on how you want to do things. I think I was glad personally that I worked hard when I was young. You use that energy because you're stronger and you can work really hard, and save for the future, and find another country that's cheaper to live in if you can, because You know, our governments have let us down so much. It's big time. And everything they can find, they'll get. They work out different ways of getting money out of you, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm rambling on, but it's on my mind and I can't quite get it out properly. I'll probably do another video because I don't really practice or write down anything on my videos, and so they come out all mumbo jumbo. But things like this start to, I mean, I'm only just deciding should I retire, and I think I pretty much will. It's just, I am so, yeah, I really don't want to give any more money to the governments to blow. That's my main, I want to just stop. I've learnt to live with nothing. I can eat grubs. I can eat off the land. I can eat very cheap if I have to. Anyway, just thought I'd touch on that. But I'll stop talking now, and I'll try and get better at these videos because I'm hopeless at the moment. But I think it's because I'm not 100% sure what the hell I'm doing, but I think things happen for a reason. You find yourself going down a certain track or road and you can't stop it anyway. What's going to happen will happen, you know? So sometimes things just happen. But we will talk again. Okay, sorry I've bored everyone. But it's lovely, eh? Lovely surroundings. I found a nice shady spot. Such a hot day. We're in Surin here, Isan. This is a trailer I built. Solid as. Big bolts. It's the best, parked it in the best place, shady. Okay. I hope everyone takes the right path in life. Talk soon.